I'm into poo. I'm into poo, but mostly pee. I drink hot piss, it's a bad habit. Please, piss on me. Please, please, piss on me.
Welcome back, Golden Shower enthusiasts. We are your hosts of today's podcast,
Rick Moranis
and Urethra Franklin.
We just thought we'd do a little diddly for you guys. That was definitely not rehearsed.
Just a little diddle on you guys, you know.
Yeah. We thought we'd start off today's show with a fresh take on a old favorite, the TikTok song.
What the fuck is it even called? Oh, Bad Habit.
Yeah. What's that
Right,
song
right.
called where he says bad habit over and over again?
Right.
I like poo, baby. I like poo.
Well, sorry, Steve Lacey. Or should I say P. Lacey?
Steve Lace P.
Lace P.
Shout out to Peeve Lacey, Steve Pasty,
Lace P.
Lace
Pasties. Steve Pasties.
Piss Stacy.
Piss Stacy with his hit song, Bad Habit.
I saw someone criticizing the fact that like TikTok has popularized just knowing 30 seconds of a song and not the rest of it. And so people are going to concerts based on the 30 seconds of a song they know and then getting pissed and they don't know any of the other songs. So I guess a bunch of people went to a Steve Lacy concert and were being hella annoying for 99% of it because they only knew that one part of the song where he goes, "Bee,
Yeah, that's
piss
a
on
little
me."
that's a little cringe, if you ask me.
It's a little cringe, but you know, it's also like, where do you get the money to just fuck off and go to a concert and pay probably like $100 total with parking and everything to sing 15 seconds of a song
I know.
and then film yourself dancing for the remainder of the concert to songs that you don't know but you think will make like good Instagram or TikTok content?
And then being like, can you play that again except sped up? Like the sped up version?
It's so fucking nuts though, because our artists are catering to that and just releasing sped up versions on their Spotify.
I know.
And it's just like nothing different about it except for the fact that they sound slightly more like chipmunks.
Yeah, I was going to say, nice try at trying to market the Chipmunks to us. I guarantee you there's going to be a Chipmunks revival.
The chipmunks are going to come back and Theodore's going to have a BBL.
Lip filler, and has gotten his like buckle fat removed. So
No.
he's got the Chad face.
The handsome Squidward face. I've watched a lot of videos of plastic surgery doctors recently breaking down all the procedures that celebrities have gotten.
Me too.
And
Were
so-
those like randomly recommended to you on
Dude,
YouTube?
I think we might share the same brain cell because, well, it started out as, I don't know if it
With
was
a kiss,
recommended.
how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss.
No, it started out, we were younger, you were mine.
Oh, right.
My boo. Ah! Yeah, so anyway, I looked up a celebrity or something because I was curious because their face looks so bizarrely different. Like Ariana Grande has gotten a lot of work done and it's been a little off-putting because her like face doesn't move anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, she got like a ponytail facelift, so they just pull the skin
like the
up,
fox eye thing.
kind of like a fox eye thing. And so she doesn't have any sort of wrinkles in her face at all.
She's like, ha ha ha, oh yeah. Dude, did you see her on RuPaul,
No.
the latest season, when Anitra was doing that fucking iconic duck walk dance?
No.
And she was a guest judge, and she was just like,
Yeah. Anitra.
you slayed that girl.
Oh yeah. me doing her fucking whistle tones.
She does that when she wants people to listen to her.
It's like a dog whistle.
It makes people's ears bleed.
Everyone at her concert, she's like, ah!
She's like getting steamrolled in a conference room, and all of a sudden she's just like, And then everyone is like, ah, ah. Their ears start.
She opens her mouth, but like a sound isn't coming out, but the windows chatter. What the fuck? No, but
Someone's head explodes.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, I got all these videos recommended to me of celebrities and how much plastic surgery they got, and it's like $500,000 worth of work done over the span of like 10 years, and it's more procedures than I think I could count on one hand. Like it's like things I didn't even realize existed. Like I didn't know that the buccal fat thing was a thing until recently.
I know.
And then it makes you look like you're just perpetually sucking in your cheeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just doing the Chad face.
Which it's like, you know, y'all could just do that for photos, right? You don't have to have your fat permanently removed from your cheeks.
I know.
Just suck in like a fish.
I just want to know what that's going to look like as they age.
They're going to look decrepit. Like, they're going to look like the witch from fucking Hansel and Gretel.
Ugh. I mean, fucking...
Snatched. Like the Snatched version.
Yes.
Holy fuck.
The sleigh version. You know who fucking scares me is Khloe Kardashian.
Oh.
Because she has a new face every year.
Wake up, sweetheart. Like, what the fuck is that meme? Wake up, honey. New
Khloe face just dropped.
New Khloe face.
She has Travis go out and find beautiful women walking alone at night, and then he slices their faces off and glues them onto hers. But like, she forgets to remove the old ones, so over time it just builds up and builds up.
It's just like people's skinned faces stapled to hers.
Yeah. So her face is like elongated. Like, it's like the 40th season of the Kardashians. Her face is like a foot long, stretching out.
She turns her head and it knocks the camera over.
Yeah, no, they're like, "What do you think, Khloe?" And she's like, like, "Yeah, I totally agree."
She got her teeth done too, but it's just other people's teeth on top of her teeth.
Khloe, why would you say that?
It's so fucked up though, because like whatever kids she ends up having are gonna grow up and then look at her mom and be like, "Mommy, why don't I look like you?" Well, honey, it must have been something you did to piss off Jesus. Because
yeah, see, those definitely weren't my genes. I think I might not be your mom.
I just feel like we're living in a dystopian era where people are just modifying their bodies to the point where they look like the AI art that's being created.
Oh my God, where they have like 10 fingers on one hand.
And their teeth are jutting out.
Dude, it's so funny watching people on Twitter who are just like sucking on the hot little knob of AI generators right now, and they're like, "Oh my God, like I couldn't tell if these were real or not." And it's like the most obviously fake like photograph ever that's AI generated. Yeah. And like the dead giveaway is the fact that these people have like 70 teeth and they also have like 7 fingers on each hand. I just laughed
so hard I pulled my mic fucking over. It flopped. No, it's kind of off-putting. And I appreciate the idea, like if you're looking to come up with some kind of inspiration for costumes for a movie or whatever, there's some really cool looking ideas. And I get it as like an idea generator for design. But like to create it as an art piece, I'm just picturing really fucking twisted AI art pieces in museums.
Yeah.
Of like portraits of people with 7 fingers and like 2 lazy eyes, so they're going separate directions.
We should ask ChatGPT to write a story about Khloe Kardashian and her BBL becoming sentient or something.
Can you type that in right now?
Okay. It might tell me it's inappropriate. It has these really interesting rules about that kind of stuff, which is kind of funny. Like I asked it to write a song about like someone who likes to eat shit or something. It's like, I can't write about that. That's inappropriate.
We asked
it also was like, that's also not normal human behavior. Like
it said that?
Yeah.
Wow, are you really gonna fucking kink shame me?
I know, right?
We asked it to write a song about fish sex, and I have to say, not as good as ours, which you can listen to in our Among the Sleep Let's Play. How does it go? Fish sex tonight. Fish sex, alright. Bass to mouth and mouth to bass.
Sometimes bass to ass.
It's fish sex tonight. Sponsored by Bass Pro Shops.
Okay, wait. Write me a story about Khloe Kardashian and her BBL becoming sentient.
What is Khloe Kardashian?
No,
Cannot
okay.
compute. Her butt is already sentient.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is so funny.
What is it?
All right. Let me.
Is this what the podcast is now? Just like AI generated content?
Yeah. All right. Here we go, folks. Once upon a time, there was a woman named Khloe Kardashian who decided to undergo a Brazilian butt lift procedure, or BBL for short. The surgery was a success, and Khloe was thrilled with her new, fuller backside. However, little did she know that her BBL had become sentient. As time passed, Khloe began to notice strange things happening around her. Objects would move on their own. She would hear whispering in her ear as if someone was talking to her. She brushed it off as paranoia and stress from her busy life. But one day, while sitting in her living room, Khloe's BBL suddenly began to speak to her. "Hello, Khloe," it said. "I am your BBL, and I have become self-aware. I've been observing you in your life, and I've decided that I want to be more than just a body part. I want to be a person with my own thoughts and feelings." Khloe was shocked and frightened by this revelation. She didn't know what to do or who to turn to. She confided in her family and friends, but they thought she was crazy and urged her to seek therapy. But Khloe knew that her BBL was real and she couldn't ignore it. She began to talk to it and learn more about its thoughts and desires. She soon realized that her BBL had a kind and gentle soul, and she felt a strange connection to it. Khloe knew that she couldn't keep her BBL a secret forever. She decided to go public with her story, and soon the whole world knew about the sentient BBL. Some people laughed and dismissed it as a hoax, but others were fascinated and wanted to learn more. Khloe and her BBL became media sensations, and they went on to have many adventures together. They even started their own reality show, Khloe and Her BBL, which became a huge hit. They traveled the world and met all sorts of people, and they inspired others to embrace their uniqueness and be true to themselves. In the end, Khloe and her BBL lived happily ever after, and they knew that they were truly meant to be together. The end.
Wow.
That was so beautiful.
That was actually, I think, the best thing that you've read from that, because a lot of it is very lackluster. It's very PG. It can't make jokes about anything sexual, anything with swear words. So you have to find ways to work around that. But now I'm just picturing her procreating with her own BBL. Like, they fall in love.
She's in love with
and
it.
get married. They fall in love and get married, and the pastor's like, "Khloe Kardashian, do you take your BBL as your lawful wedded husband?" "I do." "BBL, do you take Khloe as your lawfully wedded wife?" "I do." "You may kiss the bride." "I love you, baby."
Now I'm just picturing her like with her head wrapped in between her legs, kissing her
I was
own
picturing
ass.
her like back arch snaked around.
Oh my god.
Weren't you talking about the Kardashians getting their BBLs removed?
Yeah, that's how they break up.
Why would they break up? Maybe because the BBL becomes more famous than her.
Oh my god, the fame gets to the BBL's head and the BBL breaks up with her. Oh my god.
She catches the BBL sleeping with other people. She rolls over in the middle of the night and there's a dick in it.
And she's on like the whatever season of the Kardashians. She's like, "BBL and I are having some issues," and it's like, like all the like dramatic music.
Oh, I thought you were trying to do like a Charlie Brown voice. Like, that's the BBL speaking voice.
Womp 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 womp. She's like, "Oh, here you go again."
We're seeing other people, and it's just been a very difficult road for us because what are you doing? Are you writing another story?
Yes. I'm asking it to write me a podcast premise about two cousins, Lauren and Jillian, who are best friends.
And lovers.
Lovers. Do you want to hear
Yes, let's just get this over with.
the
What's
podcast?
the fucking story?
It's called Cousin Love, the podcast.
Damn it, we should have named it that. Fuck.
It's a weekly podcast hosted by cousins Lauren and Jillian, who are not only best friends, but also lovers. Each episode, they share their unique and relatable experiences navigating their unconventional relationship, while also discussing various topics such as love, sexuality, family, and self-discovery.
Sexuality with your family.
Exactly.
And discovering you want to have sex with your family.
With your family, yeah. This show is a mix of comedic storytelling, deep conversations, and guest interviews with people from different backgrounds and relationship structures. Different bathrooms.
We just popped into a public restroom and interview people.
Lauren and Jillian bring a fresh and honest perspective to the world of love and relationships as they openly discuss the challenges and rewards of being in a romantic relationship with a family member.
Is that not what this already is, though?
Yeah. Listeners can expect to hear about the cousins' personal journey from the moment they realize their feelings for each other to their family's reactions to the everyday struggles and triumphs of being in a same-sex cousin relationship.
Dude, calm down.
Sorry. The cousins also explore the larger societal issues surrounding non-traditional relationships such as marriage, inequality, and representation in media, period. Join Lauren and Jillian on Cousin Love, the podcast, for a candid, relatable, and entertaining look at love in all its forms.
That's it. We're fucking rebranding right now. Can we get some AI generated podcast art?
Yeah.
Just a photo shoot of us like naked, like in bed with the sheets pulled up to our tits.
Or like we're in front of a fire on a bearskin rug, just butt naked.
Fucking goodbye, dude. That's too visceral for me.
I guess I'm kind of surprised it wrote that, considering it's like so PC in other regards.
Well, it's PC. That doesn't mean it's not from Alabama.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess there's just certain no words, but I'm surprised it was like, you know what, full on incest. That's fine.
It's all a little off-putting, and I understand it if you need like something to base a project off of and you want some inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that this is in its infancy, and then it could evolve to the point of replacing artists and stuff.
No, for sure. And by
That's
the way,
upsetting.
this system, GPT, Jesus.
Getting pussy tonight.
Getting pussy tonight. It also can write like scripts and cover letters, and I watched someone ask it to make a crochet pattern for them.
Yeah.
I mean, it does a fuck ton of stuff. Like,
And it was like of a man with 6 fingers, and
it was a shimp.
a shrimp.
Well, she asked it for a shrimp, and the outcome would be what I describe as a shimp.
Shimp. What?
Yeah.
No, what's a shimp look like? Is it anything like a gimp?
Why? It's funny that you ask.
A shrimp is a shrimp. No, a shimp is a shrimp gimp.
I'm the shrimp gimp. Merry Christmas. We get a cease and desist from Dr. Seuss.
Oh, we already got that from last episode.
No, it's crazy because I asked it to write a script for a comedic take on the Halo franchise.
And was it better than the show you tried to watch?
Oh, absolutely. I was actually laughing. It was very funny. But at the end, like if you're using something like an IP, it usually clarifies like this is an existing IP.
Sorry,
and, like,
I legally can't do a fan fiction about Mickey fucking his dog. I can do a fan fiction about Mickey making love with his dog.
Yeah. He's like, just to be clear.
I love that that's the fucking moral code it has. It's like, we can't use swear words, but cousins can make love.
Fucking is a little vulgar, okay? Let's come up with some different vocabulary here. Making love, passionately engaging in relations, bumping uglies.
Business relations.
You know, and look, I know you want me to write a fan fiction about Mickey fucking his dog, right? And I can't do it. And it's not because Mickey is fucking his dog.
It's because the dog isn't fucking Mickey.
Right. And it's because they're not making love.
It's because they're not married, actually.
It's just really like it's like cherry picking virtues. It's like no sex before marriage.
But if you're married to your cousin, fucking
Or your dog, then it's
Yeah.
fine.
or your dog's cousin.
Right.
It's just like it's crazy to me how this AI seems to have some kind of a moral code
Right.
that it's following.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's loopholes though. We found them very
I know.
quickly.
Just use some fucking synonyms, bitch.
You want to see Mickey fucking his dog bad enough, you know, you'll find a way.
You know, now I'm kind of curious.
No. Jillian, this can't be the entire podcast.
I won't. This is just me.
I'm gonna fire
I won't
you.
read it. I just want to see if it would.
I will fire you
About Mickey Mouse making love to
and replace you with AI.
Pluto. No, it didn't do it. It said, I'm sorry, but I cannot generate that kind of content as it is not appropriate. It is important to remember that fictional characters, particularly those that are popular and well known, are often seen as role models, especially to children. Creating a story that involves inappropriate or disturbing content is not only offensive, but also goes against the purpose of and message of the characters.
Says who? You're going to put your morals on fucking Mickey and his dog and how they want to live their lives?
It's called freedom of speech, bitch. Okay?
It's called dog love.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Have you heard of furries? Okay?
God made furries. If God made man in his own image, God's a fucking furry. Prove me wrong. What kind of furry would God be?
A dove?
That was such a wholesome and genuine response.
Well,
a dove.
Yeah, a dove, actually.
I would probably say our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Jesus of the Christ.
Actually, I would probably say our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ would be a dove character of sorts.
Not only because the dove is a pure and angelical creature, but also because in the Bible, a dove represents the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit.
And their Holy Spirit. The Holy Squirt.
That's what happened to Mary.
Oh my God.
She got some of that Holy Spirit.
It's like, I sent my dove inside of you.
Stop. It just flies into her open fucking gaping vajoner. I mean, if Jesus is God's son, right? Mm-hmm. Or it's him.
Hold on a minute. Is Jesus God's persona?
Just like the son of a sexy carpenter. He's like, he's everything I wanted to be.
He's my self-insert. In my fan fiction.
Fuck. I wonder if you could AI generate a religion and get like about the same kind of a layout. You know?
Pull a L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like that's what L. Ron probably did. He was just getting like high as fuck in his garage, being like, and what if there was an overlord named Xenu?
He had those word fridge magnets, and he was just placing them.
The letters start swirling to get her off the fridge, and it just is like XENU.
And then he's like, alien
Xanadu.
souls in people and in the planet, and he's like, oh, I'm going to make millions.
That's what I want to know with we're going to get fucking hunted down and slaughtered, I just have to say, knowing how the church operates. But I just have to wonder what came first. You know what I mean? Was
the
this
chicken
man,
or the egg?
Right. The cult or the science fiction? Like, was this man on a mission just create really good science fiction, and then it was interpreted by some people as a religion, or did he set out to be a cult leader and accomplish exactly what he wanted?
You know, I have a feeling it's the former. But
really?
If you created like a highly acclaimed book and a bunch of random crazy people just happened to be like, this is my gospel, and they like formed a cult where they made you the leader and then you reaped like millions of dollars, would you be okay with that?
Would I personally be okay if I wrote a book that was so fucking good it spontaneously started a religion?
Yeah.
No, I would probably be like, y'all need to calm the fuck down. But then what if they came to my house in an angry mob because they were convinced it was true, and they're like, fucking blasphemer. They're like, I wrote it. It's a book!
False prophet!
They burned me at the stake in my own front yard.
Oh my God.
They tie me to a lamppost. They fucking hang me from a street lamp.
They roast marshmallows over your burning corpse.
My burning feet.
It's what Bakugan would have wanted.
Who's Bakugan?
I don't know, the hypothetical god that you make.
No, that sounds like a real character.
That sounds like Bakugan might be like a toy.
Dragon Z's nuts. Dragon Ball Z's.
Dragon Ball these nuts across your forehead.
Yeah. Well, what if people formed a religion around Dragon Ball Z?
What do you mean, what if? Haven't you seen those nerds at anime conventions?
Yeah, that's fair. I guess people can really do it for anything and anyone. Like if people latch on to something or some idea and they're like, you know what, my life is empty and I have no purpose. I guess I'm just gonna make this it.
I guess that's like Disney adults, huh?
Well, Disney adults or like Andrew Tate supporters. I just saw a video of a bunch of angry young teenagers marching in Greece.
I saw that too.
Yelling to free
Top
Andrew
G.
Tate. Yeah, free Top G. Which I hate to break it to them, not gonna happen. They're gonna need to find a hobby, maybe, or maybe join a sport team or something to keep them
go outside, touch some grass,
eat some ass consensually.
Enthusiastically consensually. I don't know how you say
enthusiastically consensual ass. The BBL speaks to you. It's like, please, eat me like a buffet. Yeah, it's fucking Chloe's BBL. Just roaming the streets.
Her BBL becomes radicalized and becomes the next Andrew Tate.
At the speech, it's just like her turned around.
It slowly sucks the life essence out of her. So
it has like a fade in the butthole hair. You know what I mean?
It has a big pair of sunglasses.
It eats a very specific kind of Romanian pizza that landed in jail.
Right. After it claps back at a 16-year-old on Twitter. It claps these cheeks back at a 16-year-old.
Just Chloe twerking. Is it clapping back? Andrew Tate might as well just be like a walking pair of ass cheeks farting into a microphone. I mean, not anymore. Fuck. He's still in jail, right?
Well, now he's getting his ass cheeks clapped in jail.
Him and his brother, maybe they're just clapping each other's ass cheeks.
You know what? I think as cousin lovers, maybe we should support them in their incestual endeavors.
I support them fucking each other. Yeah,
right.
Of course.
No. Making love.
Oh, I'm sorry. Making sweet love to each other's
sweet,
BBLs.
passionate love.
It would make sense that he would be physically attracted to his brother because he's as close as you can get to, it being another version of him.
That's true.
I hope that they get what's coming to them, and sexual assault of men in prison isn't funny, but I hope that the universe comes on them in like the worst way.
Yeah, no, it will for sure.
Or Top G could be freed. You never know. After all this,
He's
fucking
about
imagine what
he's about to be bottom G. You know what I'm saying?
I think they could be verse. Yeah,
I mean, who am I to assume, right?
Yeah. So that happened. I feel like there's been like a turkey in terms of like bowling in the world of sexual assault perpetrators, because
especially for Andrews.
First of all, we got two Andrews are out. Because it was Andrew Tate, and then Andrew Callahan from Channel 5 News got absolutely fucking obliterated by all these accusations that came out and proof of him just like pressuring women to the point of looking like a big fucking loser and not knowing what the word no means.
His
all of
apology
a sudden.
Was so hilariously horrific because he was like, I always have respected consent and I've always taken no for an answer. And then
like, in theory, I love women.
Yeah. And then
practice.
5 seconds later, he's basically like, yeah, I persisted and I kept asking because I thought that's like sexy and what you're supposed to do. So it's like, so you didn't take no for an answer.
And then Justin Roiland got charged with domestic abuse and false imprisonment.
Yeah.
Which is basically where you terrify someone to the point where they feel like they can't leave whatever situation you got them in. Which is what I do to Jillian every time she comes over to record the podcast. The first hour today was just me taking a shower while she's sitting and waiting, and I'm watering my plants.
And you're holding me at gunpoint.
Yeah, walking around butt ass naked.
Your ass is holding the gun. I'm going to jail, Morty. I'm going to fucking jail.
Oh, Rick. Anyway, people were memeing it up, the fact that Justin Roiland is a fucking criminal, and he's one of the co-creators of Rick and Morty. So people were going a little hard on the paint in terms of the
dude. Fucking
memes.
Dan Harmon is also a piece of shit. It's like almost like shitty people keep shitty company, you know.
Someone joked on Twitter about how they were having a competition to be the worst possible person, like a race to see who could outshit each other. But it's been a good start to the year in terms of holding people accountable, which is good. So let's keep doing that. It's incredible that like the amount of men in comments under Andrew Callahan's video were deciding to have self-awareness because their idol has self-awareness now. They're like, wow, I realized my whole life I also pressured women and I feel bad about it. And it's like, okay, great. Don't just do it to suck Andrew's dick though.
That was happening with Dan Harmon's apology too, where he talked about what happened when he was working on Community and like, you know, what went down with the writer.
What did happen?
He,
Let's not spread any false information.
I don't want to mince words. It was just an inappropriate relationship that he had with someone on his writing staff.
Yeah.
And she basically told him like, I don't want this. And he kind of like threw a tantrum and started treating her kind of shitty after she basically like rejected him.
Yeah. Which is peak incel behavior.
Yeah, God damn, I know, right? But his apology was one of the better ones I've seen, and I guess she said that she accepted it and has like forgiven him or whatever, which good for her. I'm happy that she can like heal. But anyway, people like in his apology, he kind of said like, I realized that I didn't view women as people and that I basically just like saw them as objects of desire.
That's what Dan Harmon said?
Yeah, I mean, I'm summarizing.
Sure.
But
this is, I mean, it's so enlightening in terms of like how men have been taught to and have learned to view women and their relationship to them, because even growing up, I feel like as a kid and getting into middle school and high school is where the divide started to happen, where it was like men started seeing women as prey almost and not like equals to share conversation with or class or do sports with. And this isn't obviously all men, but there are always guys who I think were insecure and didn't understand what it meant to be masculine, and they thought that meant just objectifying women. And it's been like this idea that's been perpetrated about what it means to pursue women, and that like no doesn't mean no, it just means they're playing hard to get. And because they don't hang around women, they don't realize that that's not the case. And it's because we're so separated from each other socially that we don't have conversations like the ones we're having now, where men can understand what it's like to be sexually assaulted. Yeah.
Or just seen as like a piece of meat. You know what I mean? You know that movie Tootsie?
I've never seen it.
I saw it in high school.
Is that where the guy dresses up as a woman?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And the actor...
Why does he dress as a woman?
I don't know. I forget the premise of the movie, but...
It's like, I feel like being disadvantaged for a day.
Yeah. I want to see what it's like. So that I can return to the comfy, cushy life of being a man.
A white, cis, hetero man. Yeah.
So the actor that played Tootsie had this interview where he was talking about how he felt like he made an interesting woman, and he saw himself on camera out of the female makeup and was like, oh, you know, like, you got to make me look good, whatever. And then he saw himself in the Tootsie makeup, and he was telling the people, you know, like post-production team, like, hey, you got to make me look as good as possible. And they were basically like, this is pretty much as good as it gets. and then he was like,
he holds him at gunpoint. He's like, do better.
Breasts and hands.
Bigger.
Fill the screen. so
just
anyway.
like awful pixelated CGI tits.
the everything else is like warped around it.
Yeah. I named the movie Tootsie. The editor looks down and he has like an aggressively long heart on. Talk about fucking self-cess. Jesus Christ.
God. Anyway, the actor then said he had this like internal moment of realization where he's like, well, I thought I made an interesting woman, and it made me realize that I have... And he said he went home and talked to his wife about it and was like crying because he was so upset that he realized he's missed out on so many conversations with interesting women because they weren't attractive to him.
So he thought he made an interesting woman because he was attractive as a woman? Is that what you're saying?
No. He basically was like, well, I made an interesting woman, but I was ugly, so people wouldn't give me the time of day, technically. He's like, if I was out at a bar and I saw someone who was like ugly, I wouldn't talk to them, or like someone who I wasn't attracted to, you know?
He's dressed up as sort of like a grandmotherly kind of.
Yeah, she's an older woman, but it's just, people in the comments were like, man, what the fuck? Like, thanks for having like a fucking crumb of self-awareness to realize like you don't talk to women that you think are unattractive. Like, Cool.
He walks by women who aren't attractive and he just he flicks them over like they're cardboard cutouts. Like,
oh,
like they're just NPCs in
Yeah.
this fucking world. I don't know. I feel like that's how a lot of guys have been socialized to be like sexually predatory. So
of course.
they can only zero in on women that they want to have sex with. And if you can't offer them that, then you have no value to them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's such a tricky thing because you ask like, well, can men and women be friends without some inherent sexual tension? And assuming obviously hetero men and women. This is why like if you're friends with a gay guy and you're a straight woman, or bi or whatever, you're not gonna feel this like creeping sensation that maybe he's trying to have sex with you. You can just like focus on the friendship.
Have you seen all those memes where it's like guys making videos where they're like, POV, I'm about to ruin our friendship?
Oh, because he's about to say
the
like,
guy's like, I need to tell you something.
dude, it's so insane though how guys don't understand why women feel more comfortable around gay people, because it's like it's just one less thing to complicate the relationship. Because for me, it's a lot of the time it's like I find that there's guys who really like me, and I've had this experience where I don't like them back, and then the whole fucking time I try to have a friendship with them, it's just incredibly uncomfortable because they keep trying to pursue me.
Yeah,
and it's just I get claustrophobic and I go, I can't even be friends with them because they are still trying to pursue like a romantic or sexual relationship.
No, for sure.
But
and that's what Andrew Callahan said too. He was like, well, I thought that like you had to persist because like women play hard to get or whatever. And it's like,
no, we'll let you know. If we're interested, we will definitely let you know. I'll give your dick a firm handshake.
Just really grip it.
But no, what I was saying about like guys don't understand why women like gay men, because I saw this guy who did a quote unquote prank thing where he went up to these two women. He filmed like these two separate videos and mashed them together and acted like he was gay. Like he acted very effeminately, and he complimented the women. He's like, "Oh, I see you, bestie. Like with your, look at that fit, whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, we should hang out." Like was really friendly and talking about them hanging out. Yeah, let me get your number. And then after he gets their number, going be like, yeah, anyway, so like I'm gonna call you, whatever.
Oh my God.
And then the girls will obviously be like, what? And the point of him filming this and posting it was like crazy how these females will like switch up on you. And it's like, no, what's crazy is that you're psychotic enough to think that like acting one way to lure someone into like getting their number is not going to throw them off when you completely do a 180, like fucking moon knighted, and are a completely different person.
Also, the fact that you're calling them females is not great.
A little sus, but I was just like, dude, you approach them under false pretenses. That's why they would respond differently. If they knew that you wanted their number because, you know, you were interested in hooking up with them, they would assess in that moment whether or not they think you're attractive, and that would determine their response. This guy's too fucking dumb to realize that they don't find him attractive. Women who turn him down don't find him attractive. It's not because like women like gay men more. It's because women don't like him. And so his experience with getting turned down has been like, fucking women don't want you to come up to them and ask for their number. It's no. And I get that it's a joke and it was like, oh, it's a prank. Oh, it's just a prank, bro. You've lost the plot. Like you missed the point entirely.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. And all the comments were like absolutely brain dead. So I feel like it's gotten to a point where everything's so extreme on one side or the other.
No,
where
I know. I think,
yeah.
I mean, I like having guy friends, and I've had guy friends throughout my whole life, you know. It's just, thank you.
A true
Thank you.
progressive. Look at her.
It's called charity work, first of all. But
You give them free therapy too.
yeah, I have to act like their fucking mom.
Bottle feed them.
Come here, little baby.
No, you fucking breastfeed them.
You hungies? Come here, get some milk. No, it's just funny. It's so funny watching toxic masculinity at work in these situations, because even within my own, like one of my own friend circles, I have a girl and a guy friend who are like together in a relationship, and her boyfriend is like occasionally threatened by Marco's friendship with her.
Yeah, I find that really red
Weird.
flaggy.
Yeah.
Because if you're possessive about your girl talking to people of the opposite sex,
Who have been friends like for years.
yeah, I think that screams insecurity and that like you're projecting your fears onto her.
Yeah.
Because if you trusted her fully as an adult person, you would respect that she would not go out of her way to cheat on you with your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is cause for concern, then I would fucking talk to her about it like an adult. Don't just like manhandle her away from your friend and talking to him too much.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Like to criticize you for, going to bars and talking about how you have the mind goblin and asking guys if they've mind gobbling these nuts, and to assume that you're talking to men because you're trying to have sex with them
in front of my partner.
in front of your husband.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, men have straight up come up to you. You've told them you're married and they've still tried to fuck.
Yeah, I cannot tell you the amount of times guys have just been like, so?
Right.
So?
And who knows if those guys have.
Mommy want pussy.
It's like, I don't know, why can't we just talk to members of other genders and sexes?
If going around drunk at a bar and telling people these nuts jokes and telling them that circumcision is, fundamentally wrong, if that's wrong, then fuck, I don't want to be right.
If being in a relationship means not being able to exchange words with the opposite sex for the rest of my life, then, well, maybe actually that doesn't sound so bad.
Oh, yeah. Come to think of it,
I don't know.
not terrible.
Depends.
Anyway, folks, thanks for joining us.
Next podcast is going to be completely AI run and operated. The name, everything upgraded, rebranded, Cousin Lovers or whatever. Cousin Love.
Cousin Love, the podcast.
The podcast, the play,
The musical.
the movie, the show, the book.
The poem.
Well, we hope y'all have a lovely rest of your January. It's about to be February, which that means it's the season for cousin love, and we hope y'all are loving your cousins and non-cousins equally. And until then,
I love you.
I'll eat your poo, babe. I'll eat your poo. I'll eat your poo, but mostly pee.